It is not about making every single, because I'm a writer, and I did a lot of writing groups, and a lot of the writers in the writing groups, they thought this is an anime thing. This is very prevalent in anime, and it's for a reason. Um, a lot of these writers gave every single character something like the hairstyle that they had. This one had pink hair, this one had bangs, and this one had like spiky hair, and this one had just like the sides shaved. And it's like, dude, they do it in
Yeah.
anime because every character's face is the same in anime.
Yeah.
You take
Yeah.
off the hair and the piercings and the facial hair and the whatever and the clothes, you don't know which character that is. It could be from any anime.
Yeah.
But they use that in anime for that reason, and that's what makes the character stand out and unique.
At least
you're
somewhat differentiated.
yeah, until you get to know the characters' personalities. But that's
Yeah.
what you need to do with your characters. Avoid just doing it for the sake of doing it. Do it to make the character unique in a realistic way.
You can even do more generic, like not generic, but like overarching things that apply to multiple characters. So now that you mentioned the hair thing, right? Shaving the head, right? Shaving the side of the head. That is pointless. People aren't going to remember that. This character had their side of their head shaved. But horror issues are landing, right? All the female knights, they're known as exemplars. And what they do is, when you learn this backstory, it becomes super memorable, and then you get to really see what aspect of a certain personality happens with each of these characters. So the way the exemplars work, once they make an oath to the church, because they're knights, right? They're female knights, make an oath to the church, and they pick a trait that they think that they embody the most, a virtue that they embody the most. So like one of them might be honor, one of them might be bravery, whatever. So there are different saints that are saints for these different traits. So let's say I'm an exemplar and I think I exemplify bravery. So I shave the side of my hair and I bury it with the saint of bravery. So wherever that saint is buried, a piece of my hair gets buried in with them. And now I am permanently devoted to the saint and I take on their namesake. So the saint of bravery is Saint Lua, let's say. So now I'm known as Vasily Saint Lua. I have my head shaved, and the minute you meet me as a player, knowing all this, you know that I am a brave individual, because I've taken on the name of Saint Lua. I've shaved my head in devotion to that, and so there's so much backstory and rich backstory to that.
And likewise, as far as breaking the routine, if one of these characters that you know, you've always seen them with their sides of their heads shaved, and all of a sudden they stop shaving the sides of their heads, that
Something's
stands out
wrong.
in the player's eyes.
Or the minute they represent something that is opposed to what that virtue is, wait a minute, they said they're supposed to be the embodiment of bravery, but look at this, there's some hypocrisy there, which does happen in the book. But these are things, but it's like a general overarching thing where now every time the player character or the players meet an NPC exemplar and they hear the name, they know which saint, which virtue that saint represents, and they know that that NPC they just met is someone who is really into cleanliness, someone who's really, embodies bravery or embodies honor or whatever, truthfulness or whatever. So you can do some kind of overarching thing like that and make things really memorable, and the players will remember these things, just as minor as it might seem initially.
Exactly.
Just give a minor action more meaning is what I'm saying. So shaving the side of the head, meaningless, right? Normally. Shaving the side of the head with that backstory that I just gave, way more meaning, way more impact.
Yep. Yeah. And it's not difficult to do this with your, and again, not for every NPC, but the main NPCs that you want the players to remember, or the ones they gravitate towards. This is how you start to flesh out these NPCs, so that they start gaining some of that value for the players.
Yep.